who you are. You just got to tell me your first name again. Okay, so here's the idea: is you have F and C to E flat and C. So the root's on top, and use the fourth note of the blues scale, right, with the minor third. So just listen to how simple this is. Right, very simple. Now, if you're just doing the blues scale, right, see how simple that is? I'm hearing this. You could go major third, but let's do minor third. Ba boom. Da, so we go da bo da bo da da dum dum. See what I did there? I did C, E flat, and G, just a minor triad. But as it relates to the C chord, it has that sharp 9 or your flat third in it, right, from the major scale. So we have flat third. So you have da 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 dum 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 dum. Now I only got that today, or but thinking about it by just listening. Right, we're listening to recordings, and I would be lying to you if I said that I listen all the time. I don't, but I've been reminded lately and even inspired lately to do more listening. It's so easy to just turn on a backing track and play along. I mean, there are thousands of them, and I have them on iMusicAcademy, right, and on YouTube. But I would love for you guys to pick recordings and things that you like, even the blues or simple blues, and start listening to that. So if we're playing, again, the automatic pilot for the C blues scale, we're just doing 2, 3, 4, right? And here we go. So, da 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 da. Watch what happens when I go to F blues. I'm going to stay in the same thing, or the F chord, the 4 chord of the C blues. I'm going to stay on even on G. So let's talk about a couple of fun little shapes. Now our first week is going to be very simple, right? We're going to do all keys, but we're doing example 1, and we're going to do the diminished lick. But I'm showing you a couple of the licks that you need to know, and one of the shapes, I think it's in volume 2, that comes from the top part of the blues scale, right? So you have this, right? This is a great shape. So we learn this first shape right here, and then we go up the octave. So C blues scale, you can play in this area, or you can go up to the G and start it on the 5th of the C major scale, and you go 5, flat 7, root, and minor third. And I like the fingering here, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so you go dee da 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 da. It's just the top 4 notes. Okay, so if we were doing I did an octave lower, I got into that shape. And see, notice that once again my hand is in a particular shape, and that's partly what I wanted to talk about this morning, is shapes on the piano. Now this shape I've practiced, right? I've practiced maybe more than you guys have done, right? Many times over. But my hand will go to that shape as one possible idea. I can easily hear that in my head. And maybe I need to spend time just grooving on that. Okay, so what if I just did this? Or if I'm not as experienced, I'm just going to do the lick. 2 and 3 and 4. We also can straighten it out if we're having trouble with the swing feel. You go dum, dum, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, right? So here we go. We go. That's one idea. Or we go back to what we just learned today by listening to songs and picking out what they're doing. So as I was listening to Oscar Peterson this morning, they were playing lots of really cool riffs and ideas and runs and everything. But I really like the simplicity of this idea is that you go to the 4th note of the scale. So we're in C major, 4th note and root. And all you have to do is, I like the fingering 2, 5. But I'm going to go to the minor 3rd of the scale, and listen how nice that sounds. Even when I go to F, I'm going to stay on this idea. And the reason is because we've already said many times that although I do teach you to transpose whatever lick or scale into all keys, if you're in a C blues, you're mostly going to stay in a C blues. So even though there's a little bit of, well, there's not a tension there on the F chord if you stayed on this same lick, because that's right out of the F chord with the flat 7 of the F chord. That's why that works. It works over C. It's a sharp 9 or flat 3rd. And then on the 5 chord, that's the flat 7 of a G scale. And then that up top is a little tension there from, it's like the 4th note, the suspended note. It's not a major 3rd, but it's that. Da, da, da. So there's a little bit of a rub there, and that right there is the sharp 5 or flat 6, however you look at it, but more like a sharp 5. So there's a little bit of rub, but it's okay because it's C blues, right? And I'm hearing that, and that's just like a C minor triad, right? Now here's where it gets fun. Let's once again, let's go over our theory of this is very important. So let's say we're going to change keys. Let's first make sure we have our lick. So our lick down in C. So whatever key you're in, and we need to work on our major scales, right? We think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm going to go up to the 4th note, which is F, and the C on top. So my root note of whatever scale is on top. And then I go to the 4th note, and then I'm just going down to the minor 3rd. Okay, so let's change keys. Let's go to F and do the same thing. Okay, so I know my root's on top, so F has 1 flat, F, okay? No problem, right? And the fingering is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 whenever I'm transposing to a different key. Well, I know from the C lick is that my C's on top, my root of the scale is on top, and the 4th note. So let me find that in the scale of F. I go up the top. Well, my root's going to be on the top, and the 4th note of the scale is going to be on the bottom. And I like the fingering 2, 5 here because now I can go down to that flat 3rd right there, and now I have my transposition for F. Listen. F minor, just like we did C major, right? So we're going, and the melody's right there. I'm gonna change it up right here. All right, does that make sense to everybody? Yeah, if you're enjoying this, make sure you like the video, say hello in the chat. And I'm still waiting to see who Portugal is. Tell me your first name again. We communicate through email and chat all the time. I just want to make sure I know everybody. Okay, so here we go. Make sure again that you, if you're watching this on replay, still comment and like the video if you're enjoying these, and if you're excited about us getting started coming up soon. All right, so let's go back to the key of C, and we're talking a little bit about listening again. So the C blues scale, we have, I want to make sure you guys know this, right? So C, E flat, F, F sharp, G, B flat, and C. We've already talked that I want your hand in this shape, right? And I want to get you to get used to playing it, right? And I can take my hand off the keyboard and I go right back, and every finger is over each note. So I'm just hovering over that. And you want to be able to practice going up and down, right? And what I'm going to do now is we're going to go up and play the whole scale, which we've been doing lately. So C, E flat, F, F sharp, G, B flat, and C. And the fingering is 1, 2, 3, 4. Then your thumb comes under, and then you can do 2 on B flat and 3 on C. And I don't care how slow you play this or how simple you play this. I want you to be able to do something very simple here. We're either going to do automatic pilot, we're just going up and down the scale. Even this is very helpful when you go up and down. Okay, or I'm going to play the scale if I'm a little bit more advanced. I'm going to go up the scale, and I may even go 2 octaves, but I want to get in a habit of playing a little bit of a line by playing the blues scale. Ooh, da, 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 da. And again, I love it when you guys sing along with what you're playing. Alright, listen to this. So we're going to go. Let me start that over. I'm going to stay there again. Da, 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 3 and 4 and now I'm just going to stay on the first 5 notes. Alright, here, let's do it again. Scale. I just went to the top, right? C. And I came down 4, 3, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. Da 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 bo da da, dee da 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 da, da 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 da. So let's talk about one other fun idea. Is somebody sent me an email and they said they loved the triads that I was putting, or the notes in between, like the comping patterns when you complement the soloist, which the soloist is you, right? Whenever I play little chords along with the bass line, it has a nice little sound. So what I'm doing here, a very simple way to play a chord over C, is to play the 3rd and the flat 7 of the C scale. Those are called guide tones. Whenever you have the 3rd and the 7th in your voicing, those are called guide tones, because guide tones, one chord leads to go down a half step, and now you have guide tones, flat 7, 3 of F, which is really for a different video, but at least I want to explain a little bit about that, which we'll talk about later. But let's just say I was playing this lick, and I go down here and I play the 3rd and the flat 7th, right? So I'm going to go. Feel like a train sound, right? Now watch when I go to F. Now when I go to G, those are my 3rd and 7th. My guide tones are flat 7 of a G scale and 3. And then I go to F. I'm just using either 3 of a C scale flat 7 or flat 7, 3. So it's a neat little flip that it does when you go down by a half step. It turns a bottom to top, third note in a flat 7 to F flat 7 third of a C scale. Of an F scale. Now, for some of you guys, that's going to feel really cool because you've played those maybe before but haven't thought of the theory, or for some of you guys who are a little more advanced, you just haven't thought of putting those simple triads in or chord tones. So here we go. Let's just mess around with that for a minute. Okay, now the chat is not active. Please make sure we're live still, or if I'm just talking to myself, which apparently I am anyway. But a couple of fun things about that is when we stay on one chord, you can get a lot done there by just don't even worry about playing the whole blues, but we're just doing one chord at a time. I'm thinking 4 up to the root. Now what if I was in D flat? Oh no, so now I'm going to go, there's my thing, and I'm going to go down a half step. Now, how did I know to play those notes? Because it's a minor triad, just like we did C minor, C sharp minor, right? So let's go back to C. Here's that shape. Remember this shape that we did? Do it down the octave. Scale. Again. So that I can't remember the name of that tune, but that's what I was listening to this morning. Oscar Peterson playing. What is the name of that tune? It'll come to me. Maybe it's Blue Train? I don't know. But no, that's not Blue Train. Anyway, I'll think of it. In the meantime, when you learn melodies and you listen to melodies, you'll want to be able to play those melodies. And this is nothing but the pentatonic scale. What's the difference in the pentatonic scale and the blues scale? One note. And that is the sharp 4, the tritone, right? What's a tritone? It's a sharp 4 away from whatever note you're on, okay? So we did, for a pentatonic scale, a minor pentatonic, you have 1 of the C major scale, flat 3rd, 4, 5, flat 7, 1. Okay, so this comes down the scale. And the other thing is there's another tune, Sunny Moon for Two, which goes so notice that this song is very similar, right? Same notes, different rhythm, but Sunny Moon for Two goes right down the pentatonic scale as well. Right? So these are really cool. If you even had those two melodies under your finger, that's going to go a long way, right? No, it's not Boogie Blues Etude, but good try. Good try. Okay, thank you for the likes. Keep them coming, guys. All right, so isn't it amazing how just learning about the blues scale and learning some simple shapes can really start to, one, encourage you to practice, right? Because I want you guys to practice, and I don't want you to be overwhelmed. And everybody's at a different level, right? But we can get you there. We can get us there by practicing smart, right? So maybe today I'm going to do exactly what I'm doing, maybe in different keys if I'm a little more advanced. I'm going to go with what I was listening to, right? I'm hearing Oscar Peterson, one of the greatest, if not greatest, jazz pianist ever, right? And he's going, he's loading it, of course, like, or up, way up here, and following it with a bunch of blues licks, right? But maybe, it's going to sound. Which brings me to another simple Oscar Peterson shape that I'll show you in a second. But here's my focus time of practice, right? Maybe today I'm going to think about the C major scale, and I'm going to go find this lick. Okay, it's the fourth note of the scale up to the root. That's doable, right, for everybody here. And I'm just going to practice that. Awesome, Claire. Hey, I totally understand, Claire. Like my schedule is crazy too. I just was able to get a quick. Let me check my time. Yeah, I have to go in a second as well. But getting all this together, we're gonna have to focus in on our practice time. So let me just wrap up by doing this. I'm gonna play these again, and go over just some simple material you might want to practice today. Okay, so let's find that lick, right, that I heard Oscar Peterson playing, fourth note and the root. Okay, the other thing that we did is we said, all right, let's make sure we have our shape, and I'm going to do a whole lesson probably tomorrow on shapes, which are huge for where we're going with all this stuff. Okay, I'll make sure my hand, no matter what I do, I can pick up my hand, shake it around, go back here, and my hand is ready to go because I've practiced that specific shape. The other thing we did is we went up the blues scale and we did a lick from Blues Example 3, Blues Volume 2, and we have 5, flat 7, root, and minor third. Okay, so you get that shape down, and you can mess around with that. So the only other thing that I'm going to add now is we did add the simple comping chords, which are so much fun to play. All you're doing is the third note of the scale to the flat 7th. When you go to the F chord, all you're going to do is do flat 7 and 3, which are again called guide tones, which we'll deal with later. But it's just 2 notes of the C scale, 2 notes of the F scale. You're going to go flat 7 third, and on G you're going to go flat 7 third. So maybe I'm going to start like this. Here we go. We're going to practice really slow. Da 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 da. We did that minor triad right there. So I did da 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 da. Scale. Dee da 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 da. Da da da. Dee da 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 da. I'm gonna go to these 2-note chords. Dum dum. I like that train sound, right? Bum ba 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 bum. So here we go. Da 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 da. This is the way I'm gonna practice today, okay? And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Go to F chord. Here's that shape from volume 2. Scale. 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 Oh, sorry, lick. Lick again. here's that shape. Scale. Oh, let me show you what I did there. So you have your two notes, right? Awesome, Dean. It's good to hear from you, man. I knew Dean would be all over these simple concepts. Dean's a great player. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Is what I just did as our guide tones, right? 3 and flat 7. All we're going to do is go up the octave. So now you have guide tones up here. So flat 7 third to of a C scale, flat 7 of C scale to third, to third flat 7 of F. And then on G, those are the guide tones there, 3 flat 7, and then right, we have that. Let me slow it down. So here's the lick. Now I'm going to go to the comping chord, 3 flat 7 of an F scale. Let me do it again. And 3 and 4. 1 time. Scale. All right, let me do comping chords again, just comping chords. I'm going to go to 3 and flat 7 of G, F. Going to go back to the lick now, right? Focus, practice. Here we go. Now I'm in that shape again, right? I can do anything I want there with that 4-note pattern, right? No problem at all. Okay. Slow practice. Lick. Scale. See what I did there? I did scale coming down, but I did scale, and then I got into that shape again, right? Scale to shape. Lick. Scale. I sound like a didgeridoo right there. All right, guys. You guys are awesome. I know we have all kinds of crazy things going on in our lives, but if you're on this list and in this group, I promise you, we will get you where you want to go. It's good to see all of you. Claire, Vicky, Portugal, Dean. And make sure you guys leave a comment in the chat. Again, this is a private video. I'm going to keep this one private. And looking forward to starting next week on Monday. And we're going to do the first 2 licks of the blues scale. And I will be sending you guys an email starting tomorrow, and we're going to talk about how we can get the community of the live sessions going a little better. And oh, you're welcome, Claire. One of the ways we might do it is WhatsApp is an option. There's what's the other one? Discord. I have a server there, which I haven't used for a group yet. And there are several options, but I want to make sure that we have an easy way to do the lives. But you also have the videos, which is just a long practice video for each one. Each 2 licks for the week. But we'll get there. But let me know if you have any questions. You can always email me, and we're having a lot of fun. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Have an awesome day.